Am I the asshole for saying my dog is my child? I've had my fur baby for nearly 12 years. She's grown up with me and I love her with all my heart. My BF's mother was visiting and asked when we were going to give her grandchildren. I hate kids, sorry not sorry. I told her that we've already given her one and pointed at my pup. She goes quiet and I didn't think anything of it. That night, my boyfriend yelled at me for offending his mom. Apparently she said, dogs are not humans and it's disgusting to even compare the two, then went on to say that she was really offended I would even joke about they. I told him to either man up and tell his mom we're never having children, or this relationship won't work out, since I don't want kids. And yes, we've talked about it and he doesn't want them either. Now he's refusing to talk to me. Am I the asshole here? Or should I apologize to BF's mom? Edit, I've only been dating my boyfriend for about a month. We're both relatively young, he's 20 and I'm 19. She has grandchildren from his older brothers.
Not the asshole. They're both that butthurt. Geez. Already seems incompatible, from this sliver of life.
Not the asshole, but I think what you said is kind of hilarious personally. She reacted very weirdly.
This is your boyfriend's mom, right? Y'all aren't even married and she's pushing for babies. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I feel the same way about all of my animals, and for you to have raised and cared for your dog for 12 years, yeah, that's your baby. Hope your boyfriend and his mom can get over it.
Nah, but it is quite tacky to compare someone's desire for grandchildren to a pet. It's not remotely the same. Obviously you didn't know, so I can't quite say you were in awe. However, you are right about your boyfriend being the one to communicate things to his mom. That's not your job. Not the asshole. She does not get to demand that you have children. If your boyfriend won't stand up for you and your decisions, then you need to run.
Nah, just a dreadful misinterpretation of the situation. I'm going to get heat for phrasing it in this way, but I'm just saying it how I see it. What she was actually asking, underneath it all, is the age-old question. When will you be reproducing to allow a fraction of my genes to propagate and thrive? It's a selfish question, as are most questions that involve reproduction of one's genes, but it is nonetheless a genuine one. And what you were saying was, won't me having this dog suffice? Edit, after your edit, that changes things a little. If you're that young and you've only been dating that long, she is bang out of order if she wasn't just kidding. And if she was kidding, she wouldn't be taking your response so seriously. My conclusion is that she is bang out of order.
Not the asshole. The mom and boyfriend, they're both overreacting. First, she's asking a pretty personal question by asking you about the grandchildren, and you diffused it in a funny way by pointing to the dog. She doesn't know your deal. Maybe you desperately want kids but can't have them. Maybe you hate kids. She got her answer to the grandkids question, she should have let it go. As for the BF, he's way out of line to just stop talking to you over this. You didn't say anything offensive to his mom. If she wants to get offended over it, that's her business. He doesn't have to rush to her side over drama she's creating. Either he secretly wanted kids the whole time, is a huge mama's boy, or both.
Mill shouldn't be pushing you about grandkids. Boyfriend should be setting boundaries with his mom. But sorry, your fur baby is not a human baby, and while animals are amazing and the bonds humans have with pets are significant, pets are not remotely the same as human children.
Not the asshole, she's the asshat for asking. Regardless of whether people want children, many can't. It's never okay to pry, particularly when there is an element of pressure too. You were right to shut her down. Not to mention, people may not agree with the term fur babies, but how calling your dog your child can be offensive I do not know. More like she was upset at being shut down after pressuring you for grandchildren. Not the asshole, my ex's mom was similar to this, pushing the grandkid conversation a lot when we were first together. Why would you push that on a new couple? It's a red flag in my opinion now, and she would get offended by everything. She complained about everything and everyone else all the time, non-stop. You basically just had to agree with everything she said so she didn't blow up. You can't reason with people like that. I think your BF's mom is going to try and cause more problems with you too. In fact, I'd guarantee it, especially if your boyfriend won't stand up for you or to her. I wouldn't apologize, she's a grown woman and being offended by something so unimportant really isn't your problem.
Your boyfriend's mom sucks for pushing you about grandkids and your boyfriend sucks for not standing up for you and telling her you don't want them. They suck the most in the situation. But also, dogs aren't children and it's annoying to act like they are. It's a deep, wonderful, caregiving relationship but it's not a child. If you don't want to be a mom, great, but don't pretend that you are one.
I refer to my cat as my baby, and my parents acknowledge my cat and my sister's cats as their grandcats. But then they reconciled themselves to not having human grandchildren a long time ago, although my mom has step-grandkids. A number of people who don't have human kids often call their cats and dogs their fur kids. You aren't alone. It was inexcusable for your boyfriend to yell at you the way he did. He could have been kinder about the fact that your remark offended his mom. But please don't say, "Man up." And yes, he should have the courage to tell his mom that kids aren't in the cards for the two of you. Not the asshole.
No assholes here. Clearly you love your dog and hate kids. Your choice. But she's not entirely wrong either. Comparing your dog to a child isn't disgusting, but they aren't the same either. Hating little humans for being children and loving dogs is a little off.
Wait. Hold up. You and your boyfriend have only been dating for a month. Also you're 19. Who the F asks for grandchildren in such situation? I don't have pets but I understand the level of affection and love you develop for any living being you live with for so long. So I definitely understand the child comment you made about your dog. Your boyfriend is stupid, his mom is stupid, well, you're not the asshole, obviously.
Not the asshole. I can understand her being upset that you don't want kids and I agree with her because no dogs are not human. But also to myself and pretty much any dog owner, they are our kids. Sorry lady, get over it. But if your boyfriend also doesn't want kids, he needs to sack up and tell his mom that because at this point he's just enabling it.
Not the asshole. You've been dating a month and she's asking about kids? If I heard that I would expect they are joking. She just sounds stuck up, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. Plenty of fish in the sea and all that.
Just saying your dog is your child is not weird, but saying it in that context is weird. You're basically saying that the dog is your BF's mom's grandchild, which is weird because obviously your BF's mom doesn't have a close relationship with your dog that is like you with your dog. Also it's obvious that your BF's mom is asking after a human child, so you are not even answering her question properly, which could be disrespectful depending on who you ask. So yay, slightly you are the asshole, though I do think your boyfriend and his mom overreacted a little, but just a little.
YTA for saying you don't have a child when your boyfriend clearly fits the description. Not the asshole. However, there's no reason as an adult you can't discuss this with his mother on your own behalf. It may well even have to come to that, as unfortunately it sounds like your fella may not be as dead set against kids as he's making out to you.
Not the asshole. His mother has no sense of humor. My mother happily calls my dog her grandpup, tells me she wants to come visit her grandchild, asks for my dog to come stay with her for a night and calls those visits sleepovers with grandma. Dogs are family members too.
Not the asshole. I always call my dog my baby child. I even tell my own mother that when she asks when I'm having kids, lol. You've only been dating a month, so she shouldn't be asking that regardless. Not the asshole. His mom needs to mind her own business and get her head out of her butt, and while she's at it she can pull her son's head out if there, too. If he is a mama's boy like that in general, I would highly recommend leaving.
1. You aren't married, so the kids question when you've been together a month is ridiculous. And 2. Boyfriend needs to stop letting mom walk all over the relationship because she wants more grandchildren. Holy shit, so not the asshole. Whist kind of crazy-ass person asks a 19-years-old about having kids. That's scary. Run away. Not the asshole. Sounds like she's trying to push you opinions and beliefs on you and her son. If she feels like it's disrespectful, that's her issue, not yours. If your boyfriend doesn't want children and she's asking when it's going to happen, here needs to tell her that he doesn't kids and not to ask. Also, asking about children with you've only been together a month is a red flag for me. If she's already doing that, it won't stop. I've always found it weird that people ask when a couple will have a child instead of whether or not they wanted to get married, or when they would get married. Obviously you can be together forever and not get married, but I feel like it's the more logical question to ask.
saying fur baby, and referring to pets as children is creepy AF. They are way bigger AHs though. I mean you be been dating a month. A lot of people don't even meet parents that early.
You said you've been together for a month. That's ridiculously too soon to bring up having kids. That's where your possible mill sucks. You suck because even jokingly suggesting your pets are your children actually is really weird, and to mean it sincerely is just sad and pathetic. Pets are not kids. Humans have children. Animals have cubs, calves, kittens, puppies, foals, simply offsprings. Not children. And you're not a fur mom. That just sounds disgusting, as in furry weird. You're a pet owner.